All right, 3, 2, and 1. Hello, brothers and sisters. Like, welcome to live face YouTube. Okay, and which I try to talk about in many different topics. I'm going to mute your. Okay, who is that? Okay, let me hold on. There we go. And which I talk about common sense. And anybody who has any comments, questions, or insults or requests, you put it down below. Today's topic will be about multiple things. And my other brother, Raphael, has not come in yet. I am Leonardo, and also the Emerald Pillar King, which most of you can't be Emerald Pills, by the way. And so we talk about multiple subjects. And of course, I have here my brother, Change One Life Tyson, and also Boke. He's Michelangelo. Okay. And so Raphael shall be coming on here later on. Okay, probably so. Now, what did you say, Boke? Okay, unmute your mic. Go ahead.
It's BOC, not Boke.
Boke. Yeah. Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my goddamn down the rabbit hole with my annoying ass fucking voice. Okay, so we're going to talk about our topics today. Here's all the things we are going to talk about. Anybody who missed something on the YouTube, ask the question. Ask the question. I can see you. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Here we go. Let me see. So the topics for today is Frankie's Auto Shop. He wants to talk. We're going to talk about this. What should a young lady look for when she's looking for a mate? And what is your advice for a man that is about to get married? I want to talk about Leonardo. Okay. Why men protect evil women and why they're so sensitive. Being entitled to respect. Choco Tacos. Why marriage is not important and how it benefits both individuals. And I may talk about something extra, which is called recycling, reincarnation, and solutions. Tyson's Chicken. We'll be talking about, okay, when is it time to be true with yourself and stop staying in the safe narrative? What are you doing to build generational wealth in your family? And also Thomas the Train, lastly, how to be outspoken and be happy with yourself at the same time. Okay. So all those things we may talk about and all those things we may not talk about, but it's going to be less than an hour. Okay. Because I'm here to entertain. Okay. And of course, I wanted to talk to Thomas about this little business thing. But of course, we could talk about that after he come on here. And he shall be back. So who are we going to start with? Tyson. Change. Okay. Change One Life Tyson. Tyson E. So what are we going to do? We're going to wait for Frankie to get on here. Because little connection. We shouldn't have connection issues in America. We're in the great old United States of America, hoping that his battery is charged. And here he is. He has come back into the scene. So who are we going to start with? Are we going to start with you, me, or Change One Life? What are we going to talk about? Who first?
You the host. You can pick.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, let's talk about my topic. I want to get it out the way because we always have something to say. Okay, why men protect evil women and why they are so sensitive. Okay.
Who's sensitive?
I said, why are sensitive? Why do men, particular type of men, protect evil women? And why are they so sensitive? I've come across a lot of sensitive men in my life. And
why men are so sensitive?
Yeah. There's guys who are really built out on protecting their life. They're really sensitive about it, right?
How about protecting who?
Protecting their wife. Like, let's say, for instance, your woman step out of line. Here's a scenario. Your woman step out of line. You get sensitive when someone fights of your wife or your girlfriend, and you step in the wrong fashion. You don't know how to express yourself, but you know your wife was wrong or your girlfriend was wrong. So why is the men who are real quick to jump in front of her when she was in the wrong? Got it?
Oh, protect evil women. You mean, okay, because okay, you want to go first, Maurice?
Nah, you go ahead. I need more understanding.
Because I believe sometimes this is discernment. This is discernment. A lot of times when you have a woman who's outspoken, or because women get emotional really quickly, and if you don't know how to temper that as a man, if you know how to temper that, you got to watch, especially when you're in the arena of people outside. You got to know how to keep her from being emotional, and when to step in before it get to that route, before it get to the point where you will have to get into you get into a fight, or you end up in a fight, or you end up in an aggressive manner. Like you gotta protect her honor, basically. But if you're smart, you will know when to step in, and you know when not to step in. Because if you have a lady who's outspoken, you always got to bring them in when she's getting out of the box, like when she's getting in the arena where she don't supposed to be. That's when you step in. But a lot of people don't have that discernment, and you can put yourself in a bad situation like that. That's why us as men, we supposed to speak up in situations, but we supposed to, when we have a lady when your lady is better at a situation than you let her speak, but you listen with a discerning ear, and you pull her back when you need to pull her back, because you don't want to be put in especially when she's getting emotional. Because you don't want her to be in a tight situation, and vice versa. They can do the same thing with you, but you as the protector, you put yourself in a bad, or your ego will get hurt also. Your ego get hurt. Some women don't have the discernment. Some women will put you in a bad situation where they're not discerning. Exactly.
Yeah. When I say evil, that is what I mean. I'm like, yo, I've encountered some females who had some big mouths, and I got a bigger mouth, okay, and for some reason, it's like some female want to walk up on me while their boyfriend is around, and that's not really a wise move to make, okay? And usually there's witnesses around, so I usually try to calm everyone down. I try to be the smarter person.
Right, you gotta be the smarter person, because you don't really want to get in a conversation. Probably the guy don't really want to get in a competition, but he's trying to protect his pride, and he's trying to protect his lady. But usually that woman is no good for him, because if she's a discerning woman, she would never put him in that situation. She would never put him in that situation. Or if listen
to this. There's countless guys in the grave simply because of this. I remember one time I was on a train, right? And I said hi to this female. Only thing I said to her is, you look really nice. Do you have a boyfriend? I straight up for her. She was like, no, I don't have a boy. I do have a boyfriend, and yada yada. And I said, okay, thank you very much. And I walked away. So as I walked out, this happened many years ago when I was younger, like 18, 19 years old. This dude came up like raunchy and shit, because short motherfuckers usually got packing a pistol, especially in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, the short Neapolitan complex. It is like the snapping without even no gesture or anything. And he walked up on me, short as hell, and I'm like, "Oh, how are you just talking to my? I got a piece here. Like, I'm gonna pop you right now. You're done. You're dead right now." And I'm like, "Okay, dude." I just asked if she had a boyfriend. She said, "Yeah, you're good." Okay. He said, "You saying you're supposed to talk to her like that, motherfucker?" Yeah. What the hell is going on? I said, "Hey, man, calm down." I said, "Hey, I want to live, man. I ain't do nothing to you. Motherfucker, I'm going to kick your ass. What are you laughing at? What the?" I said, "Calm down. Your girl is pregnant." Then his girl was even trying to pull him away from me. Okay, because there is cameras around. Okay, you got to calm down. Your face is exposed. Okay, And so that's a lesson that I learned, that just by talking to the female, just saying hi, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I didn't do nothing to her, right?
Well, yeah, but that happened to me. I know exactly what you're talking about. It happened to me a couple times, and if you like it happened to me in the negative, and it happened to me in the positive, where you're put in a situation where it's best to walk away. It's best to walk away, and sometimes the girl will be offended that you walked away, that you didn't defend her honor. But the fact that she did not level the playing field, she looked at more of emotion. She looked at it as more of emotion. Oh, you didn't stand up for.
She must have told him something to trigger him, but it wasn't nothing there. There was this simple communication. She wanted to start something, but she just wanted to see his reactions. There are women out there who love to see the reaction of their boyfriend, and those are dangerous guys.
Right.
I mean,
they get aroused by it. They get aroused by it. Yes. They get aroused by it. I remember one time I was in a bank and it was late at night. It was late at night and I held the door for a girl. And I said, you could have said thank you. Right. And I went into my transaction. When I turned around, her boyfriend was there. I think I was about 20. I was about 23. Her boyfriend or a friend was there. And he walked up to me. He said, "You said something to my girl?" I looked at him. I was like in my head, because I was older, I was more mature. I knew better, right? I was more mature. I was like, I seen this before. I was like, she brought you back in here for that? You gotta second guess who you with, because you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. You don't. I'm thinking about, you don't know who I am. I just walked off because I knew it was him. It was him trying to protect his pride, but she probably put the battery in his back. But I didn't entertain him because I knew he was put in a predicament. Also, he's put in a predicament where he's trying to. It's late at night. They probably on a date. He probably want to cover his pride because she said something to him.
That's why you don't open the doors for women anymore.
Well, not opening the doors, but you gotta have discernment. And the fact that she put him in that situation, the fact that she put him in a situation, he should let her go. He should let her go. The fact that he put,
I know, especially in New York. Maurice, what you got to say about this? Change for one life. What you got to say about this?
Well, I think it's two roles. I think it's people's insecurity. So I think sometimes on the man case he's insecure of himself.
Insecure.
You know? If you're a secure man, yeah. If you're a secure man, you don't play into that. You know, you kind of, hold your own. You know your woman's taken care of, and it's also the insecurity of the woman. If she had to do that to get something out of her man, she's missing something. So I agree with Frankie that the relationship is no good. It's just that people are just insecure about their personal selves, so they have something emotionally inside wrong with them, that they need that boost or they need something to come out of that. It's not, And like I said, I think all men have been put in that predicament before, and a lot of people have lost their lives, and a lot of people have got hurt because of things like that. But it's a maturity thing also. So how mature you are, how you handle your woman, or how your woman handle you, it goes vice versa, because they both can happen to both parties. So that's pretty much.
I definitely agree with you. The fact that both parties is insecure. She got the what they call it, a syndrome, the knight in shining armor syndrome, where she want to feel protected.
It's like that would give you a couple of times, man. I was like, yo, should I snap on this guy or something? Should I do? And I was like, hey, I just put my smiley face on and say, hey, you got the wrong person. Okay, I don't threaten him. I don't say any threat. I say, hey, I'm not trying to fight, but I know how to fight. Okay, and just, hey. And then I was like, hey, But usually that disarms them because I'm happy. Got a smiley face.
Right.
Person.
Okay? A soft answer, turn away wrath, basically. Because you don't want to trigger that pride where you're both lions. Now you got to fight to the death, basically.
Mm-hmm. So next subject. Okay, the next subject is basically being entitled to respect. Okay, let me even put it a scenario. Okay, I have to make a scenario. Okay, this female said to me in one of my, I get so many tons of stupid women in my inbox. He said, "Debbie, you feel entitled," she says. And I said, because of me asking questions, I said, I don't think you understand what entitlement means. There's different types of entitlements. So I was like, what was my question again? What is, I explained to her that I feel entitled to respect, okay, by asking a question. She felt I'm entitled in some other way. What do you think she meant by that when she said you feel that you're entitled? Did she get some kind of implement in her mind thinking that I was being conceited or something? I didn't understand that. Everyone's entitled to respect, right? Okay. So I'm just like, you believe on the question. Go ahead.
It depends on the topic you was talking about. Why was she? And did you say you're entitled to respect?
No, she said you are the entitled. You're entitled. You feel entitled. And I said, yeah, entitled to respect by asking you questions. I was just asking her a certain series of questions. When I asked these series of questions and she got done with it, she said, you're the type that feels entitled. And I said, yeah, okay.
Depends on the question. Depends on the questions you was asking.
Well, like I asked her, okay, if she's a virgin naturally, okay, what do you want with me? Certain obvious questions that since I'm an alpha, I have to ask certain questions for qualifications, application process, whatever, even for professional services. And when you act like that, when you tell someone this in the layman's terms, they feel that you're entitled. Okay, like I'm like, what do you mean? Okay, everybody's entitled to a form of respect and a civil answer. Okay, a good answer.
What we got to talk about? What was the subject about? Relationships? Was it talking about?
She wanted it was a relationship, and I was inquiring her about certain questions to see where she would fit in order to be with me as a relationship companion. And so she got upset. This is what it was. She got upset, and she felt that I'm conceited or I'm boastful because I'm asking simple questions. And I said that you women, I said that, do you know that women are feeling they're more narcissistic than men? You are the one who are more entitled. You believe that a man's supposed to give you something. And I flipped it on her. He said, yeah, that may be true, but I don't feel that. I'm just entitled to respect. You answer the questions. You feel entitled because you want some sort of material thing like money, or you want something else that's like superficial. I don't do that. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but based on your question, she probably felt like you thought you was entitled, like you deserved certain things that you didn't earn.
Yeah, and you are entitled. Yeah, she felt that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's entitled to get certain things, especially if you have standards. Okay. And she just got offended. Like, Maurice, what do you think about this? Why do people get offended by someone asking certain questions, right? And then they feel that they look at you in a pessimistic point of view. I'm like, how? Okay, right? Like I gave a great example here. Like this girl, the last girl I talked to, she said she was entitled to $14 an hour. I said, no, you're not. You're not entitled to $14 an hour. You're entitled to what they can give you. Okay. Right? Okay. So if you feel yourself is more entitled to get 14, you might as well look somewhere else. Okay. So Maurice, what do you think about that?
So I think it's all two different. Well, it's almost the same scenario. When you say entitled, I think the conversation you had with the young lady is partly what Frankie said. She felt like you deserved that answers yet, meaning that you needed time to kind of get her in that place so she can feel comfortable answering those type of questions. So let's say it was like the first time you met her and you just ask these questions just bluntly. People are not used to that. You got to get to know each other first. They likes or dislikes or whatever. Then you build up to questions that's more difficult.
I totally understand what you're saying. So I'm just like, I even made it clear in the earlier part of the conversation that I'm an alpha, and so she did not probably know what type of person an alpha is. Okay, so maybe that was the correct thing. Yeah. She felt that I was entitled to all of this stuff. Okay, and like, because I feel that women are they put themselves as entitled most of the time. I feel entitled to this man's pocketbooks. Okay, I feel entitled. They always feel entitled 90%, 80% of the time. Okay, but other than that,
I feel this is what I feel. I feel like people are entitled to their standards. If their standards are too high for someone, if their standards are too high for someone, or even if their standards are out the box from what society think is right or what's wrong, that's you're entitled to think what you want or have a person to be with a person that you feel is compatible with you based on your standards, and vice versa. If that person is not going to come to those standards or the things that you feel like you're entitled to, then you move on.
Most definitely. Even if it's good or bad, it doesn't see me. I don't look negatively on a female who thinks that they're entitled to something. It's just that the guy is going to be the victim. And I try to protect guys from feeding into this narcissistic side of a female. But let's get on to the next subject here. Choco Tacos. I wanted to say something about Choco Tacos, guys. Have you ever heard of Choco Tacos? Ice cream. It looked like a taco. Has
Carvel?
vanilla
No.
in it.
Carvel?
Huh?
Carvel?
No, Choco.
You get it from Carvel? Ice cream?
No, it's ice cream. Yeah, it looked like a taco, and it has like ice cream, vanilla ice cream in the middle, and it has a chocolate coating on the top with some nuts on the top. It is so good. But let me tell you something about my favorite ice cream. Okay, never when you get the Choco Tacos, the waffles tend to get a little damp, and if you keep them outside, never keep them outside for too long, or they're going to start tasting chewy. It's supposed to be crispy. A crispy, very tasty, kind of like a Klondike. Okay, and you have to put them back in the freezer immediately. You never heard of a Choco Taco before?
No.
It's very good, man. Very good ice cream. It's my best over all of them. If you would like some vanilla and chocolate and some nuts, there you go. And a waffle, yeah, in a waffle. Go to the store and pick it up. I guarantee you'll love it. I remember I used to get a whole bunch of them. I think I was down there in Brooklyn and I used to pick them up. Remember, that's my only ice cream. You don't remember? Maurice, do you remember Choco Tacos?
Nope, not here. I don't remember those.
And yeah, okay, let's get on to the next subject right here. Let's see. Why marriage is not important and how it benefits both individuals. Okay, what I mean by this in the narrative, I'm just gonna put it like this. I don't feel marriage is important to neither individuals. It's not important, but you can go talk about how it's important to you. I don't feel it benefits men in general. And what is in your mind about this? What is your topic about this? What do you feel about this?
Go ahead, Maurice.
Oh, Maurice, okay.
Well,
do you feel marriage is important to both individuals?
So that's actually like depends on the person. So marriage is important because of how society what society puts onto it, what society does to it. So that's why marriage is important. Is what all comes with it. Bringing the family together, the wedding dress, the vows, things of that nature. Now, if you're with a woman and you're faithful to that woman, is marriage that important? Technically, you're already married to me. If that's the route you want to go. What marriage is just a symbol, I think, for society. Some people use it for religion. So is it important? Yes. If that person feels that stuff is important, then they need that stuff to feel important in their lives. So if religion is important to you, of course, marriage is important because you're saying the bonds in front of God, things like that nature. So it depends how you look at it. Do you want to look society eyes, your own eyes, or religious? That's how I feel. So
yeah,
me is important to me. For my wife is important to my wife is important to me, but me personally, not really.
You get married yet?
Oh no, but I have a wife, and I love my wife.
What I really mean is that the ceremony, you haven't went through the ceremony, but you already feel that you're married to her, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't need a ceremony to be married to her, but because it's important to her.
I try to explain. I said, hey, marriage is not all that important. A ceremony might be fine, but it's like you going through all them hassles, those hurdles and shit. What do you think about this, Frankie?
I think marriage, and also I understand what you're saying about marriage and two people commit to themselves, but I also think the fact of what society believe as what is marriage and what symbolizes marriage, I think it matters. Even if it matters symbolically, if it's jumping over a broom, if it's going in front of your village and getting married, if it's saying your wedding vows, if it's exchanging rings, if it's getting a cow or getting a donkey from the family, I think all those symbols are important. Just mentally,
Marie, just mute your mic. Marie, okay, go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I was telling Maurice to mute his mic because he has noise in the background. Okay.
All right. I think those things are very important. Just mentally, like, okay, in our society, this is what says that we are married and that we are bonded together. Not mainly for the male, but mostly the female, because she gets some type of security out of it. Now, the main thing you want to do when you have a wife is You want to give her security, even if it's mentally, financially, or emotionally. You want to grant her security. That's what it's mainly about. If you love her, you want to grant her.
What I say about that, I believe that that's a scam. That's a sham because women trick you into getting married, and then they get seasonal after about 70% of their life force, and then they change on you. So I just hope I say this. This is not recommended to get married because women by statistics it shows that 70% of women go through divorce. They follow through with divorces now. And so now you may not go through that. You may not go through that. But for the protection of men, I think it's best to just avoid it for guys in general. Okay.
I understand what you're saying, especially the society we live in here in America, where
Yes.
marriage is not respected or honored like it used to be. Right? When you got married, it was a big thing. It wasn't just you get married, you get a divorce. You got a divorce, it was huge. You had to basically commit murder or do something horrific with someone.
If you do want to get married, get a prenup and see what happens. See how she squirms. Okay, get a prenup and see what happens, guys.
Well, if you need a prenup, if you got that much money, you need a prenup. That's fine. But I think marriage is very important. With two people who's committed, you don't need with two people who's committed, you don't really need a prenup. People who really love each other, you don't need a prenup. Or you don't need anything
about this love thing. I said I don't believe in that, okay, because that fades over time. That love thing fades. And that's a dangerous thing for a wealthy man or a person who got it together, okay? Because there's a lot of guys who getting took into the trash. They're getting took into the trash. And that's
what I think fades is the in love feeling. I think that fades. I think
so being married.
Hold on, no. Let me explain to you. The in love feeling fades. Like that initial greeting, that initial interaction, that blissful feeling, that in love feeling.
The relationship gets boring. Yeah, that's what women always say.
Right. That aurora. Yeah.
The divorces now. It's not the men who want the divorces. Okay.
Right. That euphoria fades away, like that in love feeling. But the thing about marriage is you both got a desire, you both got to want it, and know that there's going to be ups and downs. So that there's always going to be ups and downs, and you got to basically invest in one another. And isn't it like when you first start out, it's magical, it runs itself. But just like anything else, just like your body, you got metabolism when you up to you're like 30 to 40. Just like marriage, sometimes that metabolism is going to slow down. You got to burn it off yourself. So you got to create those feelings in the atmosphere yourself. Especially as a man, you got to create the atmosphere. And if you don't create the atmosphere, of course, the love's going to die out and it's going to be turmoil.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Maurice?
I already said my piece. You didn't hear me?
Oh, okay. Let's get on to the next subject now here. Okay. The next subject is about okay, the last thing I want to speak about is recycling, reincarnation, and solutions. Though I made a video about this, I think it's very important for all those who are watching to know how to recycle, because recycling can go into your next life. It's a possibility that if you don't focus on the earth, the earth will not focus on you. So basically, you must recycle if you can. And there's a lot of fields of computer pieces and junk everywhere, as plastic being thrown in the ocean. And it's very important that if the rich, these are solutions. I always mention this. I think the best solutions for the people who can afford, can basically find a way to ship all our trash into space, okay, and send it to the goddamn sun, okay, because you cannot have trash and certain poisons seeping into the earth. It kills people. It creates radon. Okay, and if every person thinks about the earth in your next life, okay, you might not have to worry about all the trash. Okay, you might not have to worry about all the trash that's being put out because you're being lazy. What do you think about this, Maurice?
I think recycling is a responsibility on all of us. Can we all do differently? Yes. Can the government do differently? Yes. And I think they are going towards that direction. If you look at a lot of technology that we have, we're going to a more cleaner society.
I hope so.
But
I get really upset when people don't recycle, man. I say, yo, man, what are you doing? What are you doing with all that plastic and all that stuff? And I see them with this technology and the computer parts, and they just throw it out in the trash. Okay, they landfills. I really get upset. Go ahead, Maurice.
yeah, I'm sure.
Go ahead.
That's pretty much what I got to say. I think it all starts with each of us, though. We all got to start doing our own part. Did we wait too long? Yeah, I think we waited too long. But it's better to start now than never to start. So, but I agree. We do need to recycle, and we do got to take care of our planet a lot more.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. So
he's a hero, bringing pollution down to zero. Gonna help him.
Captain Planet. Yeah. Captain Planet, man.
With recycling, I think it's big business. I think they've been new about the things and effect that plastic does on society. I think they have a lot of solutions, but I also think it's big business and big companies are making money. They're making money off of pollution and they making money off recycling. So I think they do have solutions, but they choose not to use those solutions. I know they
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, go ahead.
I know they have a machine that they can clean water to its finest. They can take urine and turn it back into drinking water. If you know something like that. So you think about polluted water, these inventions that they do have solutions. So I think it's big business, and I think they play it on the masses, basically. The pollution factor and the recycling factor.
Isn't that terrible, though? How they just use capitalism, to control people and not even have they have a solution, but they don't want no. Like this guy, he created water out of thin air. He made a machine. Somebody destroyed it, man. There was another guy who created a car who can strictly run on water. Dude was killed. Terrible.
Have you ever seen that documentary before they started releasing these electric cars? There was a documentary that was out that was telling you what they was doing with the electric car had been made 40 years ago prior. You know that, right? The big companies would purchase the technology and store it in the warehouse. They suppressed it. Yeah. Right. They suppressed it because the gas companies knew they was going to lose money until they found a way to capitalize on that technology. They did not. The only reason they started to release it because they could capitalize on the technology. So just like I feel this only speculation, I feel like you ever heard of fracking?
Yeah, I heard of fracking, Monsanto and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. You know what fracking is, right?
I forgot what it was. Explain.
Fracking is when they go under the earth and they search for oil, black gold, so to speak. What happens is they go and sometimes there's leaks, and what happens to the water? The water gets what? Contaminated, and the pollution gets into the water because they go under the earth's surface and they pull out this oil, and sometimes those pumps they break. What happened? You remember what happened in the Gulf about 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That's because of fracking. They went under the earth and all that, and it was a leak, and all that gallons of oil fell into the Gulf. So they polluted the water supply. I believe that's a part of the system. Also, pollute the water supply, and what do? You sell water. Water becomes the new gasoline. Whoever owns clean waters owns the world, basically.
It's terrible, man.
So pollution, I believe pollution is a part of big business.
I just hope they understand that whatever they do now these days in their next life, if there is a possible that we die, we go to the future, we get warped in the past or the present, doesn't matter. All that trash and all that stuff that's from irresponsible people will affect them in their next life. Okay, it's terrible. Okay. So let's talk about something else. Okay, the next subject is Frankie. We taking you next?
Maurice next.
All right. Okay,
I'm
when
gonna
is the
put my
time to be? Go ahead.
hold on. I'll put my questions up to next week.
Okay, you sure?
I'm positive
What?
because I have
Okay,
to get up
if he
here.
wants to do that till next week, it's okay. So, Frankie, you got what should a young lady look for when she's looking for a mate?
Okay. That was a question to you guys. What is your advice to a young lady when she's first starting out? What should she look for? Some people would say some people would say money, career driven. What advice as a grown man who's been through life? What's your advice and your wisdom to young women who's looking for a mate? What do you think they should be looking for? What's the cues?
Well, it's like this. That's a very, very hard thing, especially in westernized worlds. You never you never put your daughters in public school. It starts from public school, because if you put your daughter in public school, you can't stop her. You're not going to be able to stop her decision. Her decision will be ultimate over yours, even if you give her advice. I was there
That's
for
not,
my sister.
that's
I'm
not
giving
my
you the
question.
huh?
That's not my question. My question is not how to stop it. My question is what advice. Now, I'm saying if a young woman was
Okay.
watching this live, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you want them to hear? Let's say a young girl who's out there, she likes a man, she likes a man. What signs can she look for instead of being trapped? Like a lot of women get trapped at a young age,
Yeah.
and
So
they get
this is what I have to say about that. It's really simple and very easy, but they won't listen. But when you see a male, you should never ever you should always be yourself, and also never wear makeup. When he talks, make sure he has everything up front, because most guys, when they're fuck boys, I consider them fuck boys. I made a video about this. They usually only want one thing. And if you want to find out, you have to bring that boy to your father, because the female, your daughter, is not going to be able to notice what he's using you as a manipulative tool, and he
the
has to
stern.
have some. Yeah, he has to have some sort of fear. Like for example, my daughters, if any guy, my daughters knows they can't date unless they introduce the boy, or they can do whatever they want when they're not living with me. When they're living with you, it's off limits. Daughters are off limits. There's no dating. None of that stuff can happen. But when they're away and they ask you a question, if your daughter asks you and she got her own place, yada yada yada, you tell her the best advice in the world. Does she treat you? Do I treat you well? The dad, the mother, okay, daughter. How do I treat you, my daughter? Okay, this is how you're supposed to be treated. Now I know that may seem hard, but I'm an alpha. I treat my daughter with the utmost respect, high respect. I give her everything she needs, especially when she's giving it to me. I treat her, I teach her how to have something in common with a male, so my daughters will have something in common with the boy. If the boy comes around, he's gonna have to have something in common with me. Okay, and he's gonna have to treat her the same way that I treat my daughters. If she says to me that I want to look for a mature male like your daddy, that's really hard. You might as well go overseas. I'd rather have my daughters into polygyny or go over to another country, because they can control the males through their U.S. citizenship. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of guys in America are very manipulative. They don't have maturity. So daughters cannot, you can't just put your daughters out there. They can't be looking unless they're living with you. Understand what I'm saying? If she's living with you, if you have a daughter, it's off limits. There's no dating. Okay, there's no dating. Now she's not living with you, and she asks you the question, "What should I look for?" The first thing is that, does that boy act like me? That's hard. That's difficult, because the daughters are attracted to you as a father, correct?
Right.
Right? And so the
Right.
daughters want the same love that you're giving to your daughter. Whatever you're giving to your daughters, everything should be there. That boy better be more than halfway. It's no joke. That boy better be 80% me. He better be. He better have his P's to Q's together. He better lay down a foundation, because there's no slip up. There's no second chances. Some testicles have to get cut off. Something is going to get cut. And I'm coming. I'm going to make sure I'm attack the heart. So you got to put some sort of fear into protecting your daughter. If your daughter's innocent, now there's another thing too. Now, Frankie, now here, if your daughter is not innocent, you can't protect her at all. Ah, okay. Now go ahead.
Maurice?
Well, I understand where that was coming from as a father. I understand that. But just a piece of advice that I think that will be helpful, and the only thing I can think of, is that look at the boy's family. Is the mother and the father involved? Is how is they raised? Like how are they religious? Do the father have a job? Do he have stability in their household? Because a lot of young men, not saying all, a lot of young men follow their father's footsteps. So if they take care of the household. Yep. So they take care of the household, they take care of their mother, they take care of the children, and they have some type of stabilization in their household and some type of direction in their life. Usually the sons will follow those footsteps. So that's
let me add one thing. Let me add one thing in there. I want people to understand a fuckboy is a guy who's usually 6 foot tall. If a female is wearing a clown makeup and you don't take off that makeup to see what your true number is as a female, you shouldn't even evaluate any males, because most guys who are 6 foot tall, it's all about attraction, and that's not cool. It's not cool to be about attraction. It's about maturity. Okay. And that's a major flaw what women do. They always tell me he's cute, he's 6 foot, but if a guy is 5'8", right, and she's like shorter than him, there's some superficialness that has to be eliminated before she even take a step. Okay, so go ahead, Maurice. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, you're fine. I was pretty much done. That's just advice that I could think of offhand, and
So if you had a daughter, you wouldn't know what to do. You remember how Sherelle was, our sister?
No, I don't talk about that. But I tell you what, I agree with you both in some form, Maurice, and that's wisdom. What you said, like, what people usually don't use is the fact that their family personally, that their family will show you who they truly are. If they're not tight with their family or have some type of commitment with their family, chances of them being committed to a person outside their family or slim to none. But also you can use, I think young ladies can use their siblings also. That's why it's good for young ladies to be close with their siblings and keep their siblings around, because usually the siblings have some type, especially a brother, they have some type of discernment. Because your brother, like Mandel said, right? Usually when a guy come in the picture, usually we thinking about one thing, right? We're thinking about a relationship, and we're thinking about a physical attack.
Yeah, boys always think about sex. That's all they think about, sex. Okay.
Right. When you first, either way, it could be sex, or it could just be it's just could be a relationship with that girl, but it's something that you want from that relationship. But usually if you have a brother, right, a brother that really cares about you, a brother can discern. Now the brother first thing is they don't want nothing from you, they just want to protect you. So if a guy is no good for you, the brother will discern it, because like you said, Mandel, usually when you're in a relationship you can't see, and usually females are vulnerable. Females are the more vulnerable part of the relationship. So if she can't discern, and she has a brother that can discern from her, or a father to discern for her, but usually the father is very biased, because there's nothing the boy can do right.
It depends on the father, though. You can't say the father is very biased. It depends on the father.
Fathers are biased. They can be a mature bias where they understand that their daughter's going to
they can be overprotective. Okay.
Right, but they're going to be biased in all forms. But they could be also
not
discerning.
Really. I don't think so. Bias is emotion. We're talking about logic and emotion. I go on strictly logic today.
But regardless if he cover it up, or he has self-control, he's still biased in his mind. But let's not get off subject.
Well, bias and logic is two different things.
But I believe we're all biased. Like I said, I don't want to get off the subject.
Okay, yeah. That'll be another. We can talk about that next time. What is the difference between logic and bias?
But my advice to a young lady would be like what Maurice said: watch his moves, Because usually when before you interact or before you get physical, the guy is all gun ho. He's out trying to do everything he can for the girl. He's opening the door. He's being polite. Now after that, you'll see who he truly is. After that, you'll see who he truly is. He'll show his true face. But you don't want to get in that situation where you want to wait till after to see who he is.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Okay, vegetable. Okay, hold on. Somebody came in here and said, Veg Beauty says, you look beautiful. Okay. Says hello. I said, how you been? What's going on? Okay. Welcome to the show. Okay. We're just talking about multiple subjects, and we've been talking for almost 45 minutes. So you may have to watch it again. So let's continue on with our topics, though. Okay. The next topic is that what is your advice for a man that is about to get married? Okay. Explain that, Frankie, the book. Okay.
What is your advice now that you done took the journey? Because that's what it is, right? We have wisdom now because we all been in a situation. We took that journey through life. It's not something that's foreign to us, or we don't have discernment. Now we have discernment. Each of us has discernment about that process. Now, what steps would you tell a young man that's about to get married? What would you tell him? What would you tell him to prepare for? What would you tell them to look out for also when he's about to
yeah, I agree with Veg Beauty. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna say? It says run like the hell, like fire's on your ass, okay? Because there ain't no benefit for a man to get married, and marriage is only can be used as a tool. Like me, I got married because my Holy Spirit told me to get married, and plus the country would turn into turmoil. I don't believe in marriage. I believe in ceremony. That's cool. But that state government, that marriage to a government, a piece of paper, it's really not that important. And on top of that, if you do get married, fill out a prenup and see what happens to the broad. The broad is good. She might be saying, "No, I don't want to get married now. You want my money? What are you saying? I'm wealthy." And then she's gonna see that Zuckerberg. He signed the prenup. I didn't know that. Somebody say Zuckerberg got a prenup. I didn't know that he had one. But most wise men will run from marriage. Marriage is not for a young man. Oh my God, it's very bad in Western worlds. Okay. I took advantage. I took advantage of marriage. See, I brought my wife over here knowing by 60% that she would probably try to do some sneaky shit. Okay. So I had some things set up. See, that's different. I take advantage of the matriarch. I wish the courts would. I get the money now. Okay. Because she got to rely on me. And she thinking that the white daddy's going to help her through the thick. It's not going to work that way. But now I got the upper hand because I wanted her to fuck up. I didn't fuck it up, okay? But things change. People change. Like you said earlier, right?
I hear you. Maurice.
Yeah. I think the advice that I will give someone is prepare, is the perfect word, is prepare for a journey. Sometimes you're going to have your down times. Sometimes you're going to have down times. Sometimes you're going to have up times. Just remember that before you do get married, you got to have a goal. Meaning that what is your goal at the end? Is your goal is to, if you want to be happy, what's going to make you happy? If you want a certain amount of finances, what is that goal? And you should talk about it before you get married. So you should talk about your finances. You talk about what makes you happy. You talk about the places that you want to visit and what you want to do, and have some type of plan. Would it go that way 100%? No. But at least you can have some type of traction or some type of path that will keep you on that journey because you have something to shoot for during your marriage. You know, sometimes it takes more than love, even though love is a strong thing, but sometimes it takes more than love to keep you together. You know, that journey's there, that path's there, and y'all keep going that direction. I think you'll be successful in marriage, and you'll be successful to reach your goals and basically reaching happiness, which a lot of people in this world don't reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that, you know, if you just put everything in front and you give her, you have the leverage as a male, okay, in the relationship, and you put everything out there on the table, both left and right, and you give her all the options up front. That is the best way to be up front. You have to be, most people are not up front when they're in relationships, which is sad. They're not up front, and then they just wait and then they get married. And if you're young and then you're a male, okay, are you successful in life? These questions have to come into play. There's a lot of things. That's a sacrifice for a male. Actually, it's for a male. It's a sacrifice to be pimped by a female, to be lured into marriage. Okay, because to me, I don't believe in marriage. I just feel that it's not a good time, not wise. I believe in polygyny. I believe in the bigger stuff, the alpha stuff that most people don't even talk about. They call it taboo. Okay. I think every man who's young should know what they should know what Me Too movement is. They should know what that red pill is. They should know what NICTO is. If they don't know what those things are, don't get married unless you do thorough research on statistics and women in general. Okay.
I don't believe you need to do statistics on a woman in general. I think you got to just know that. Know
Well,
your
you're going to
partner.
need it because marriage has divorce rates for women is 70%. Okay, come on.
Okay, but I believe that you both, like Maurice said, even what you said, your expectations, you got to set your expectation. Your expectations is not what keep you together, or your goals is not what keep you together. The fact that you both come into agreement that you want to take this journey together, and you like being each other's company, and you think y'all could be each other's company for a lifetime. I think once you come, but it's not what you say. It's like a spiritual connection more than anything. And once you get to that point where you feel as if you don't want to be without that person, and you think that person bring you joy, I believe that's when you should take that. There's many men that I know of that has came to that fork in the road where either they get married or they live a single life for the rest of their life. And hold on, many men has chosen not to get married, and they got these stories that they said that's the one who got away, and women also that's the one who got away. So
let me put it like this. I was in Ethiopia for like 2 years, and my wife, I thought she was a gamer. Okay, see, I didn't force her. She actually said she liked game, and she said she was actually cleaner. Okay, in Ethiopia now for 2 whole years. True story. Now here, I'm thinking that okay, she's the one. Okay, now my voice is like, you're gonna have to get out of this country. Okay, so that's another subject. And I'm like, everything is peaceful there. Maybe because there's not a lot of wealth there. Okay, but everybody told me about the Queen-eyed monster. I said, and instabilities and psychologicals, which is very important. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give her a chance. I told her I'm gonna bring you into America, but it's gonna be harder you'll have to work harder when you come to America. I told my wife this. So I believe that all the things that was put into place was there for a reason. So I said, okay. And next thing you know, one thing lead to another. She wanted to try to change. She wanted to let me see. Okay, hold on. Vague Beauty says, and the food is better in Ethiopia. Actually, the food is better in America, especially when you go to the restaurants. Because I was there, the injera, it's tasty. The flavor is there, but don't eat the meat. Okay, don't eat the meat. The meat is extremely chewy, and they have a lot of nutrition in their food, especially iron. But they have brought that over into America, and I took my wife there, and I took her to Tedes. It's called Tenas Ethiopian restaurant in Shadyside, and it was excellent, perfect. They perfectly made the meat the correct way. Everything that's in Ethiopia is in America, and you should already know. And of course, thank you for that comment there. And it's nice to live over there. You stay over there, okay? If you live in the country, stay over there, okay? But I thought my wife would stay as the way she was, but she changed. Let me see, okay? Veg Blue says, I always make it a point to eat whatever people say I shouldn't eat. And you must be nasty there. What are you doing, okay? You gonna eat anything? Will you eat anything? Okay. You sound like something I can't say, right? What are you gonna eat, okay? Don't eat everything. Some things are bad for you. You can get cancer from eating the wrong things. It affects your life force, okay? So I just say, hey, I got married because I had a plan, okay? Okay. And other than that, you might disagree with me. I'm just saying it's good to be prepared. Do not jump forward into marriage. It's not beneficial for men. For women, it's beneficial.
but not for men. Not, you know what I wish? I wish there was some kind of security measures for men, but there is. It's called prenup. Okay, it's a prenup, or he can get a divorce first. Okay, so that's the only defense. Okay?
I love marriage.
Huh?
I love marriage.
Okay, that's good. Your match is working, correct?
I love marriage. Me and my wife can talk about things from 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, that's good. And I know your tolerance may be higher than mine, but my tolerance is. I've been abused for 5 years.
My tolerance is high because I'm very strong. That's why I'm very strong.
Yeah,
I'm very strong, and I'm the one that makes. I'm the one who she makes a bridge, and I makes a bridge also. But marriage is excellent. Marriage is beautiful.
Yeah, to you it is, but I'm gonna tell you, it's like this for me. It's like this. I didn't do nothing. She just did everything for me. Okay, so I'm safe. Okay, I ain't got no fault. Okay, if each beauty says you don't know what you're missing, I say, of course I know what I'm missing. I'm not eating no octopus. Are you crazy? Okay. What else did she say? Okay. Well, if you want to be together your whole lives, just be together your whole lives. See, you're right. Why does anyone has to get married? It's just a custom. I don't know. I have to get married because I have to bring my wife to America. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I don't have to travel back and forth. They had went through war. Ethiopia went through some sort of war when I left. My voices was telling me because I'm schizo. Okay, so I hear the Holy Spirit, and the next thing you know, I got married to her and I saved her ass. So I saved her from a shithole of a country. Okay, I can't go back though. You see, because COVID. I hope you're safe from COVID, veg beauty. Okay, you better not go outside and eat too much. Okay, stay your ass inside. Okay. Yeah, but other than that, it's nice talking to y'all guys. Okay, my brothers. Okay, because it's almost time. 57 minutes. We already have like 3 viewers. Okay, but Maurice, do you have anything to say?
No, I love marriage too. Woo-hoo!
Other than that, thank you very much, you guys, for joining. Okay, same bat time, same bat channel. About on Sundays at 9 p.m. It's usually what the time we supposed to be. Us brothers, our Ninja Turtle brothers. Okay, and thank you very much, Veg Beauty. And you know how to keep in touch. You know how to see my description box. And of course, another time, another dollar. And y'all have a good night. Okay.
PTYM, we miss you today.
Huh?
Later.
Right,
PTYM,
later.
we miss you today.
Yeah, he didn't come in today, but maybe next week, probably so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably having sex today. Peace, you guys. Look at this. What the hell? Let's end this. Okay.